So he wants to take another right, Jeff.
Yeah, it looks like it's he's back to Western Avenue again, and it looks like he's getting set to make a right-hand turn.
So he's not taking...
to go north on Western.
Yeah, he's not taking the path of least resistance. He's actually
Where did the cops just get him? He stopped.
Western's not going to really take him anywhere he hasn't already been.
But I think he is
Where are they
taking
all the way
the path of
back?
least resistance. There doesn't seem to be much resistance.
There isn't resistance anyway,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you can see it is 5, what is it, 5:25. It's a busy time of day. Police don't want anything to go back. They're staying back to be cautious, apparently.
How's
They don't
it
feel like
more
he's that much
cautious
of a
to let
threat.
him loose than to
Maybe
just take an
while
action
Simon
and
Destin
catch
gets
him?
Portola towing on
At
the
least
line,
shoot
we
his
can,
tires or something?
see if they have anything to tell us. I don't know, Chris, maybe you can ask them to do that. We're following this guy. Once again, it started at 4:30 in the afternoon, everybody. It was out in the valley. It was at Magnolia and Woodman. A couple of cars got into an accident. Normally, you know, the normal things were happening. Police arrived, tow truck arrives. Apparently, according to Lieutenant Andy Nyman with the LAPD, something happened between the tow truck operator and one of their officers. They got into some sort of a spat. Don't know if
Jeff,
it's physical or not.
But if it was physical, that would have been an assault on a police officer, and I think would have been taken a lot more seriously than this. At least that would be our experience as reporters. That's how we see those things handled. In this case, they're feeling as though they have reason to follow this tow truck. So there was an altercation, and we'll use the police words in this case, right? The altercation. We don't know what that means.
And neither did the lieutenant. He wasn't sure either.
Right. But,
got his
you know,
wheels turned like he wants to make a left turn. Nah, he's changing his mind.
but like you said, they're trying to contact, they'll do everything they can to contact him via a radio. We would assume he would have one because he's a tow truck.
Cell phone.
The cell phone
Well,
inside.
they're probably talking to him on the cell phone. You know?
They probably are.
I mean, you know, and just to bring to mind something that does not compare in terms of severity, but when we talk about, you know, I mean, the shooting of the teenager out in the valley during a pursuit, LAPD pursuit, they were talking to him on the cell phone, and that was when he made unveiled threats to the LAPD saying he had a gun, and that's how that communication goes. So very likely
He's probably unarmed. Why didn't they just catch him?
To an LAPD negotiator at this point. Could be anything. Could be having a bad day. You know, you just don't know. And at this point, no information that the LAPD has received has given them a
spike
reason
strip
to
or
say, hey,
something.
we gotta get this guy stopped. We got to pull him over. They just don't feel that way. They're content to let him drive with everybody else on the road as long as he obeys the traffic laws. Jeff, still north on Western?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, it's going to turn into Los Feliz.
Fairly soon, he's going to make the turn where it will turn into Los Feliz.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, in a few blocks. So, but still heading northbound on Western Avenue, and there has been talk of a spike deployment just north of here. So we'll see if he goes over it.
What
Finally.
they have? Tell us the details. What are they saying? Jeff, what are they saying? They're saying they're going to lay down spikes?
Yeah, they have been laying down spikesters, but it seems that he's been turning before they get a chance to put them down, or he's turning before they indeed has been down. You know, he hasn't had a chance to go over them.
Have you seen them? Can you see them from up there?
No, I haven't been able to see them. And just recently there was talk about laying one down on Western Avenue before the turn, but I guess they didn't have a chance to deploy it.
What's my HD channels? So I can switch to HD. It might be better. Look at my cable guide.
You know, and as he continues straight, he will eventually run into the I-5. He's going to pass Vermont. He's going to pass Filhurst. This is
Those are the
people
directions.
who are trying to get to the other side of the hill rather than
I think they're
take the
upstairs.
freeway.
Oh.
Attempt that pit maneuver.
Well, I don't know. It might be hard to do a pit maneuver with a tow truck. I don't know if that's possible. But
Why not? It's
yeah,
just
if
like
you look
a
ahead, you know, you do see some areas that are pretty wide wide open, and they're, you know, they could easily stop traffic and deploy the spike strip, but we'll see if that is indeed the case.
What
So right
is
now he is
HD channel?
heading eastbound on Los Feliz Boulevard.
But to
Oh,
be
Bravo.
clear, you say you heard the police talking about doing that type of pit maneuver.
Yeah, I mean they have actually deployed a few of them, but he has turned before he had a chance to run
It's
over
in the
them.
four. Who knows?
Yeah, so
Time
they are
Warner
actively
Cable
trying
in
to
Los
stop him
Angeles.
as we are following this
I think it's in the 400.
You know, Liz, I gotta
Yes.
tell you, this is where, and this is good, good for us. This is where, I've covered so many of these. I think, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, this falls down around a 2. This is trending on Twitter.
News channel
There are people
HD 465.
taking Instagram
This
photos,
is the
putting
regular
this on
channel, not the
Instagram,
news.
just because it's such a curiosity. And it is so native to LA. This kind of becomes a spectator sport as long as it doesn't put anybody in danger. People start to almost view this as entertainment.
well, it's spectator for us.
Without a
It
doubt.
certainly is for us.
Without a doubt.
As we follow this on television,
Oh,
that's what it is
HD.
for us. But here we are again at a stop. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the bottom of your
Maybe
screen,
it's
underneath our
411.
banner, you can see the police cars, the black and white
Fox.
cruisers as they move along. They keep their distance. They are about 6 car lengths behind the tow truck. They don't, even when the truck stops, they don't come up next to the truck. There's no communication in terms of yelling across from the truck. They may be speaking to him on a phone or on the radio, but that's all that we know right now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just looking on Twitter here just to, I gotta say, this is the first time where I've kind of included social media on a piece of breaking news and an LAPD pursuit or following. It's really kind of interesting.
Okay, let's try 411.
The thing here,
Let's
folks, is
I think that the reporters
take
drive
a
lot of
risk
that as
here.
well. I think if you look at the tweet, the Twitter, the reporters will drive a lot of that. And you can see there's cars on either side of this. These are just regular motorists.
411.
That in the past, so
Okay,
yeah,
it is.
well, and I think, but still,
I
I
did
think
it.
it's healthy for us to kind of keep a little bit of a finger pointed, in our direction, just to see how much, we do
Turn the volume up.
cause this to happen. In a case like this, we certainly don't want to just stop covering this and then not be able to tell you what happened with it. We want you to know what the conclusion of this is because you're as invested as we are.
Yeah, and if someone will continue to run away from the police for an hour, and that's how long this has been going
yeah,
on,
we're at an hour.
then we don't know how it's going to end, and we don't know what could happen here, because that in and of itself tells you something.
Gotten gas there a minute.
What does it tell us?
And this is where it gets very busy. He is not going to be going very far here. I remember when I used to work in this area, I tried to take this way home. This is where Los Feliz becomes a parking lot at Hillhurst and Los Feliz. It slows down because of everybody backing up to get on the 5. The difficulty here is if he takes a right or a left, it's not going to take him anywhere. He could, if he really knew Los Feliz, if he took a right, he could cut through to another way to get to the 5. Other than that, he's pretty much stuck as he heads toward Atwater Village. As far as we know, only one person in this tow truck, Portola Towing, a driver who was just responding to a traffic
But they're gonna
accident.
fire him.
Just a normal day for this guy until he got to the accident, as he's probably arrived many times before, but something made it change. Something got him into an altercation with a police officer. Something caused him to get back in his truck and take off. And then, as Lieutenant Andy Nyman at the LAPD told us, that very same set of circumstances made the LAPD follow him, but not exactly chase him, and not do anything that would put other motorists in danger.
You wonder what that would be. What would it be that would cause them to follow him, but not feel that he was in immediate danger to where they had to stop him? It was an altercation. I think that we maybe can assume it wasn't a physical altercation with the police officer, because that seemed, it could be, but that does seem to cause more of a response sooner. An attack on a police officer.
There's a high school, by the way, right off here to the right, and a lot of kids, walk home from there. They stay late.
What school's there?
Oh, you knew you'd ask me that question. I think
If you're going to bring it up, I'm going to
I
ask.
think it's Marshall, but I'm not sure.
Okay, and so
It's a
the
former
streets
Blue
are,
Ribbon School. I remember that.
the streets are, again,